your self-image quite similar like an automatic pilot in a plane. If you take this plane's flying out from Dublin and it's heading to New York, once it gets up into the air, the pilot clicks on the automatic pilot mechanism and he can go and have tea or coffee with you down the back. So the plane's flying off and it goes off course. The automatic pilot kicks in and pulls the plane back on course, back on to the destination, and it lands back in New York. It's the same thing with somebody trying to lose weight, or a salesman that sells 500,000 euros a year worth of product, or a student in school that gets a D average. So the self-image is programmed for, say, it be a D average or overweight, just let that represent overweight, or 500,000 a year in sales. So the automatic mechanism is locked on and it's programmed to this. You come along and you get a tune for not doing well in your schoolwork. Or you go to a motivational seminar, you listen to a good tape, you read books, you get yourself all psyched up and you say, right, I'm going to change my life. Or right, I am going to make more money, okay? You go out and you have a great week, month, 2 months, whatever it is, you're flying, everything's going great. But then all of a sudden, your willpower gives in because you've been consciously, mentally trying to focus your willpower all the time on this. Something else happens, takes you away from your objective. Automatic pilot kicks in, brings you back on course, and you end up the following year with the same results that you had at the start of the year. Self-image. Everybody experienced this in their life, sabotage. Hands up who's experienced sabotage in their life. Yeah. Now, we're going to look briefly at a child's mind. And I think this is important because a lot of our opinions and ideas about who we are was developed whenever we were just a child. A child's mind doesn't have the conscious part of the mind fully developed. So it hasn't got this reasoning factor across here. It can't decide what's true or false because it has to learn and pick up information fast. So the child up onto about the age of 7 almost accepts everything that you tell them. That's why you can tell a child that Santa Claus is coming and they'll automatically believe it and they'll get excited about it, and some of them will even see him in the sky. They've got vivid imaginations. Or you tell a child that they're no good at something over and over again, and that comes a complex in their life. Or whatever's been happening in that child's life all the time, and what that child's seeing around it, it's picking up and is believing that it's part of it. So if the parents are always arguing and fighting, that child will become argumentative. So we get all these programs, ideas, opinions, thoughts of who we are, and that's who we become. I tried this out on my young cousin. He's 12 years of age in October, and me and him were always doing press-ups and stuff, and he goes, thinks this is great, how many press-ups can you do and stuff like this, and he goes, I can only do 10 press-ups. And I says to him, Josh, I bet you that I can get you to do 15 press-ups. How can you do that? I goes, right, just listen to me here for a wee minute, right? And I took him through a process, and I made him see every press-up that he was doing, and what happened was my mind was stronger than his mind. And because my mind and my opinions were stronger than his opinions, I convinced him he could do 15 press-ups. He done the 15 press-ups. I get up and he goes, how did you do that? I goes, well, you done it. I says, I just used my mind to make you do it. He goes, can you do that for anything else? And I goes, well, I'm teaching children in schools how to do it for, their subjects and stuff. He goes, could you do it for my maths? And I goes, yeah, well, what's the problem with your maths? He goes, I'm always getting C's and C minuses, and my dad's not happy. He wants me to do well in maths. He doesn't care about any other subject, but he wants me to do well in maths. And I says, right, no problem, we'll do that for your maths. So I took him through a process again, and he told me the other day that this Christmas exam he got 98% out of 100. He only got one question wrong. There's 50 questions, he only got one question wrong. Belief, the power of belief, of who you believe yourself to be, the picture in your mind, who you think you are, determines the amount of money in your bank account. Determines all your results in life. So we're going to work on changing that picture. We're going to be using our imagination.